Hey everybody, hope you guys are doing good today. Just taking a break here from these Fish the Moment Lake Map breakdowns to do today's YouTube video. And today I'm going to start something a little bit new. I've got a lot of different stuff going on with the channel with the bait modifications and the old stories and the favorite and least favorite lakes and all that type of stuff. So the channel's sort of constantly evolving, just to basically share as much information as I can with everybody. And one of the things I want to start up today is I want to start doing a series that sort of educates and informs and sort of honors people that have came long ago in the sport. People that have been involved in the sport a long time to get it where it's at today that may have been forgotten over the years. Like I said, this sport has been going on now for over 50 years. And there's a lot of people out there that started the sport the first 20 years in its existence. It has a big part of where we're at today. And I think so much as this sport gets older and more new people get into it, I think a lot of people just they don't know, they just forget, or they don't have an interest in it. And I think that everybody having an appreciation and knowing a little bit about the history of the sport is very important. I think it's sort of something that we all owe the people that came before us. And I think one of the downfalls with the newer generation of anglers is I'm not saying they don't have an appreciation, but they don't really have much of an interest in history to follow it, or to follow the what's come before them. I'll use a prime example here. I was at a sports show about 10 years ago, and I think it was the ICAST show. And anyway, there was a group of anglers talking. It was I was there on the outskirts of it. There was some younger, I think it was some YouTuber just starting out or something like that. Luke Clausen was there, a couple other pros, and there was a group of 3 or 4 teenagers, like late teenagers, maybe 18 or 19, that came up to the group, and they were just all over wanting this YouTube. No, it wasn't a YouTuber. It was one of it was a rookie on the Elite Series. It was a young rookie on the Elite Series. I don't really want to give a name, right? I don't think it's fair to that. But anyway, they came up there and they recognized this young Elite Series rookie, and they were all wanting his autograph. This guy's autograph. He was probably in his late 20s at the time. And anyway, one of the guys, Luke Clausen standing right there, and one of the guys in the group says, "Hey, do you guys want Luke's autograph?" And Luke has won the Bassmasters Classic. He's won the Forest Wood Cup. He's one of the top anglers in the world. And these kids didn't even know who Luke was. And I got thinking about that. It's like, how in the world do they know and they want an autograph of a 25-year-old Elite Series rookie, and they don't even know who one of the top anglers in the world that has won 2 of the world titles in the sport, and that, even if it happened a few years before that. So I sort of found that a little bit disturbing, as far as, we weren't really educated into the background of fishing a little bit. So anyway, I'm going to start the series here, and I'm going to start right off the bat. The first person I want to talk about today is Jerry Mckinnis. Now, I think a lot of people know Jerry Mckinnis, even recently, as being part owner of Bass. He was really instrumental in, the FLW Tour when it started, and growing the Bassmaster Elite Series. And but Jerry has been around long before that. I mean, he was one of the original television personalities, back in the 60s and 70s. He had the Fishing Hole television show for 30 some years. And, he fished all over the place on that show. I mean, there was 2 or 3 other anglers that had shows at the time that I'll talk about later, but Jerry was one of the pioneers in the fishing show business. And, he took us around the whole country, around the world, actually, fishing. And, he had this laid back, real authentic energy to him. He had his dogs with him. And, he provided, entertainment for so many years for so many millions of Americans. And then eventually, Jerry, he stopped producing a show, and he started really getting heavily involved into growing FLW and Bassmaster. And Jerry Mckinnis was, I don't think a lot of people realize it, but he was one he's probably one of the most influential anglers out there, getting the Elite Series to where it's at today. I mean, the Elite Series is the top circuit in the world. It's the most prestigious circuit in the world. And Jerry had a vision for that, to help grow that Elite Series, as he did with FLW before he left FLW to work with Bass. I mean, he helped elevate FLW at one point. At one point, FLW was the top circuit in the world. There was a period of there where FLW was just, they were firing all eight cylinders. They were, being televised on ESPN. They had the biggest payouts in the world. And then after Jerry left them and went to Bassmaster, Bass really grew. And Jerry was really, really focused and concerned on helping out the anglers, helping their own situation, giving them breaks, creating opportunities for them. And I had an opportunity to become really good friends with Jerry. In fact, I went on vacation with him a couple times. And I'll tell you one story here. We had a chance to go on vacation with him and Rick Clunn up into the Quetico Wilderness area on the Canadian-United States border. And this wilderness area, it's a canoe-only deal. No trolling motors, no electronics, no outboard motors allowed. So we, portage back into this wilderness area and just had the most incredible smallmouth fishing that you can ever imagine. I mean, this pristine Canadian lakes. You could drink right out of the lake. I mean, it was unbelievable. And Jerry had been up there a lot, and this was Jerry's sacred spot. We went to there was one little lake up there that was like a real small lake that was super hard to get into. You had to literally you had to portage over 2 or 3 lakes. It was like a half a day portage back into this area. And there was this one little hidden lake that was probably, oh man, maybe 100 acres, full of big smallmouth, perfect camping area. So we set up camp there and camped there a couple nights. And I remember we were sitting around the fire one night and Jerry made a comment. It's like, after I die, he said, he goes, "This is where you'll find me at, right here." I mean, he just loved that little lake, loved that little spot right there. So I'm sure Jerry's up there right now. He passed away a couple of years ago. So that was a memory I'll always have with that. But anyway, just wanted to share that with everybody. Jerry Mckinnis, one of the big time pioneers in the sport. Everybody if you fish tournaments today and you bass fish, I can promise you Jerry Mckinnis had some type of a role or impact on getting the sport where it is today. So anyway, we'll do some more. Hope you guys tune into this. I think it's interesting. I think it's important that we, keep the history and keep the past alive, to gain an appreciation for it. So we'll be back soon and we'll do another one with another person. So hope you guys are doing good. Talk to you later.